ano ba yung nadidinig nyo? Ano ba yung nabanggit kung bakit daw merong dalawang proposed amendments dito sa implementing rules and regulations?
Yeah, well, what we heard is that it's supposed to expedite the process of the compensation. Yun yung pinaka thought daw nila dun sa paglagay ng budget or pagpapadaan ng mga budget sa other agencies. But then, Christian, if you remember, there was Task Force Bangon Marawi before, no?
Yes.
We already did that kind of parang scheme kumbaga, parang that model that we already did that, and uh, I don't know if we can call it a success kasi even after years of them being there, and it's parang multi-agency effort, wala ring nangyari. And now that we have this Marawi Compensation Act that is supposed to compensate the people, no, who have claims after the siege, biglang babalik na naman tayo doon. So we really think our position in the Marawi Reconstruction Conflict Watch is parang bumalik lang tayo doon sa problema natin before, no? We are really trying to parang babawiin natin yung hard-won na victory ng ating mga Marawi IDPs because of this proposed amendments.
Sino ba yung nagsusulong? When you say nila, sino ba yung nagsusulong nitong amendments na ito?
It's the Marawi Compensation Board. That's
Sila
what's
mismo.
very surprising, no? Na parang, kumbaga, while ang dapat sana nilang gawin is they should stand firm on their commitment, on their focus, on their mandate, bigla na lang nagulat kami na instead of doing that and expediting the process themselves because they are the agency who has that mandate to compensate people, biglang dadalhin sa ibang agency, and hindi pa po clear kung who will pay who, how much will they pay, and we also have these other issues kagaya nung mga depreciated values and all of that. So definitely itong amendments sa IRR, the proposed amendments rather, will bring us maybe 100 steps back, if I may say so, sa kung ano man yung na-achieve na natin. We really don't think that it will bring about fast tracking of the processes. Rather, it will really cause further delay. Kagaya nga po nitong si Mamatet, dapat pabayaran na. Imagine, I think it's just approximately a third of her claims, biglang hindi mo pa ibibigay. Talagang masakit po ito for the IDPs.
Okay,
If
kay
I may just add, Sir
Sige po,
Christian,
sige po.
kasi before, at a year ago, nung nagre-require kami or nagre-request kami for the removal of the fair market value and put it into replacement cost, ang sagot sa amin ng MCB is that we cannot amend the IRR or the law unless Senate or the Congress will do from the Congress. So nung sinabi namin to, or dinala namin to last week, we had a meeting with Congressman Zia Adyong, and then Kong Zia was surprised also. He didn't know about it. So kumbaga, may capacity pala ang MCB to amend. Bakit hindi na lang nila in-amend ng replacement cost? If they really have that heart for the IDPs.
Ibig sabihin, this was not the amendments that you wanted or expecting. Pero pwede pala lang gawin.
Kaya pwede pala nilang gawin, bakit iba ang ginawa nilang amendment? Mas nagpahirap pa sa mga IDPs.
Final na ba ito sa pagkakaalam ninyo? Itong changes?
No, we hope not. We hope not. Kasi Christian, if you remember, if you recall, there was a Senate hearing back then na sinabi po ng ating mga senador, kagaya nila Senator Cayetano, na ang ibigay na lang sa mga IDPs, I don't know if Mama Tet also remembers, is yung current market value pa nga. Ang sabi nila, okay, kami nang bahalang maghanap ng pera. Ang gagawin nyo lang is i-amend natin, mag-propose kayo ng amendment dyan wherein tanggalin na yung fair market value, ilagay nyo na yan, current market value. Kasi bakit nga naman hindi? Why not? So kami na yung bahalang maghanap ng pondo, just do that. So that's correct. This is not the amendment that we were hoping for. Tapos ngayon ay nabulaga na lang ang ating mga IDPs na instead na yung sinuggest ng ating mga senators and congressmen, I remember it was a bicameral hearing pala, no?
Joint committee hearing.
Joint committee, right, rather. Biglang naging ganito yung amendment na ipapadaan sa ibang agency. So, I don't know, Christian, it sounds insane, but this is what is happening now, and we are really hoping this is not final. We are aware na hindi pa po ito approved or anything, fina-finalize pa lang nila, but definitely on our part we will really oppose this amendment po.
Kay Miss Matet, no, nagkaroon na ba kayo ng dialogue dito sa Marawi Compensation Board to raise your concerns?
Yeah, actually, we had that during the April 3. But then, ang nakakatawa nga dito, Sir Christian, is that sabi nila consultation. So when we raised the issues, ni isa walang sinagot. Kasi ang sabi lang, okay, we will take this into consideration, but then no answer from the MCB board members. Now, the other day, I was just informed by some of our friends inside the MCB na wala na tayong magagawa kasi parang approved na siya according to the Office of the Presidential Advisor on Marawi Rehabilitation, the newly created office. So parang approved na siya, Christian, in which yun yung nakakatakot kasi isa sa request namin kay Kong Zia was to put this amendment into abeyance. Kasi nga, hindi pa makakatawag ngayon si Kong Zia ng hearing or inquiry kasi because of the incoming election. So ang sabi niya sa amin is that magkakaroon tayo, I will try to contact every office para at least ma-put into abeyance muna. Pero hindi natin yun pwedeng asahan. Kaya nga ang saya ko nang marinig na matutuloy itong interview natin para at least aware ang mga tao, aware ang ating mga officials kung ano talaga yung nangyayari. Kasi they thought all the while, ang akala ng mga kababayan natin, ang akala ng mga senators, mga officials natin, that with the creation of the MCB, tapos na ang problema ng mga IDPs. Hindi po totoo yun. Fake news po yun. Kasi ang dami pa pong IDPs na hindi nababayaran, ang dami pa pong IDPs na naghihirap at hindi pa rin po nakakabalik sa kanilang mga tahanan. Yun talaga yung isang gusto nating iparating na sana actionan ito at wag na nilang dagdagan or wag na nilang i-implement itong bagong amendment kasi mas lalong magpapahirap lang ito sa aming mga IDPs.
Mas mababagal po ba yung proseso pag na-implement ito? And actually, sa pool ba kayo mismo rito sa dalawang amendments na proposed? Example, dahil sabi nyo, ang claim nyo dapat nasa 120 million pero approved nasa 43. Nakalagay dito, pag more than 5 million staggered yung payment, tama? So, tatamaan kayo dito.
Nakakatawa ba yung yung stagger, yung amendment nila dyan? Kasi, kumbaga, the decision of the board they would have the discretionary kung ilang taon kanila babayaran or how length or how much are they going to give you. Kasi wala pang rubrics, walang criteria, wala silang binigay na clear mandate kung magkano, if it's going to be after a month, you'll be receiving your 20%, then next year you'll be receiving your 20%. Hindi namin alam, masyadong malabo. Kumbaga, wala talagang masasabi na para yung amendment na yan ay para sa mga IDPs. Hindi kasi namin maintindihan kung walang budget ba ang gobyerno, pero ang sabi naman ng ating DBM, ready naman na magbigay ang DBM kasi para yan sa ating mga kababayan na nasalanta ng Marawi Siege. Kumbaga, it's just a matter of requesting to the DBM. And yun na nga, yung suporta ng ating mga congressman at ating mga senators ay nasa kapakanan ng mga IDPs. Hindi namin alam bakit ang MCB ay nagpapahirap sa mga IDPs.
Okay. Doc Rolla, as far as you know, ano ba yung reason bakit mukhang hindi ganun kabilis yung pagre-release ng compensation? Nabanggit mo nasa 14,000 yata, no? Yung
Yes.
approved claims pero ang i-release pa lang ay para sa nasaan? Mga 1,000 mahigit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 1,052 out of
Bakit?
14,495. No?
Bakit
Well,
mabagal?
kasi po nung una, well, we do understand arrange pa siguro sila sa kanilang opisina. They're new, no? So medyo slow doon. They were trying to get their footing and we understand that. So yun yung reason nila. Second was yung intake nila. It took ang dami nilang kailangan i-sort out na mga claims, no? And then they divided themselves into 3 divisions, if I'm correct. And itong divisions na ito, parang hati-hati sila, no? Hati-hati sila ng mga claims. And every single division, parang within their discretion din, how they're going to go about the process of adjudication. They're going to do their clarificatory meetings. And then after clarificatory meetings, it will take another
2
few to
months.
several months. Hindi natin po alam. Yun po yung mahirap, Christian, ano? Kasi wala po silang binibigay talaga na timeline kung ilang buwan ba dapat yung papel mo nandyan sa kanilang mga table, ano? So that's been very unclear since day one. Hindi po alam ng mga tao. So dun pa lang they're free to I don't know kung intentional ba yung delay, pero ang sabi nila it's the adjudication process, yung pag-ocular, like I said, clarificatory meetings. So all of those things are delaying. And then when you ask them, ultimately, what they will tell you is that BBM daw yung mabagal. So, of course, tayo naman ay ano din, no? Medyo nagtatanong din, ano, sa mga kakilala natin ng, although unofficial, but they said, no, DBM is actually trying their very best na hindi yan magtagal sa kanila. So, it's really more of a back and forth. Kanino ba talaga? It's very unclear, but definitely as per the IDP's experience, kagaya po ni Mama Tet, I think she can attest to that, na ang tagal po nung time from nag-apply ka for compensation to your clarificatory meeting to the ocular inspection, and then finally, kung ma-approve ka ba or hindi. One example I can give you is that there are claims filed in August of 2023 and hanggang ngayon po ay hindi pa po sila na ocular. And this is August 2023 was just the second month, no, after nila po ng intake, no? Nang July sila nag-start ng intake, August, no, yung pangalawang buwan. So 2023 pa po yun and hanggang ngayon hindi pa po sila na ocular inspection. So just from that, Christian, I think you can see that, no? I don't think it's about the money because I don't know if people know it, but this year, the MCB has 5.3 billion budget po, for this year. 1 billion from the regular budget, 2 billion galing sa unprogrammed funds for 2025, and another 2.3 billion from the unprogrammed funds noong 2024. Again, total of 5.3 billion. So I don't think it's really a money issue din. So hindi po talaga namin maintindihan bakit instead of expediting the process na ibigay na lang ito sa ating mga IDPs dahil yun naman talaga yung nararapat para sa kanila ay papadaanin pa sa iba't ibang agency at kung ano-ano pa yung mga ginagawang mechanism dito na para staggered basis and all of that. Yeah.
Ako naman, ang masasabi ko lang naman sa MCB is sana magkaroon sila ng puso para sa mga IDPs. Ang liit ng mensahe ko, puso para sa mga IDPs. Kasi kung may puso ka, alam mo at ramdam mo kung ano yung mga pinaghihirapan ng mga IDPs. Sa ating Congress, nananawagan ako kay Kong Zia, kay Kong Balindong na sana iparating at sana aksyonan nila ang nangyayaring ito sa mga IDPs na apektado sa Marawi. At saka nananawagan din ako sa ating mga senators na sana tingnan nila at ipatawag nila ang MCB, pakinggan nila. Siguro kailangan nito is a joint committee or a group talk with NHA, DPWH, OPMR, and together with some of the stakeholders para doon harap-harapan na nilang masagot yung mga katanungan ng mga IDPs. And I am hoping MCB to put into abeyance itong bagong amendment na ginagawa ninyo. Pakinggan nyo kung ano ang gusto ng mga IDPs. I-consider ninyo kung ano ang nararamdaman ng mga IDPs bago nyo i-implement yung sinasabing amendment na ginawa ninyo. Kasi it's nothing about us without us kung hindi kami kino-consider ng mga IDPs.